Hello everyone, I am Grand Royson. Welcome to new video. 4. The day before Sudo's trial, Kiyotaka notices a paper asking for information related to the case on the bulletin board. He then meets Ichinos and Ruji Kanzaki, her classmate, who made it. Ichinos mentions she has also used the message board on the school's homepage to find more information. She then receives 2 messages about the matter and shows them to Kiyotaka. They find out Daichi Ishizaki from C class was a delinquent and is good at fighting, which casts doubt upon the fact that Sudo had easily beaten them all and they might have let him on purpose to trap him. Ichinos says that it's still a pretty weak proof, while Kiyotaka avoids mentioning Eri being a witness. Ichinos wants to transfer points to the anonymous information provider but wonders how to do so. Kiyotaka offers to help, and while instructing Ichinos, he spots something unusual on her phone for a split second. Kiyotaka then sees Kushida and they exchange greetings. Suzun mentions that he has a weird look on his face and how easily he accepted Kushida's requests comparing to hers. Kiyotaka is then asked to meet Kushida in the hallway, leaving Suzun puzzled. Kushida thinks Suzun feels alienated and lonely for not being invited to go with them the day before. After class is finished, Kiyotaka, Kushida and Eri meet Chabashira in the faculty room. They tell her about Eri being a witness for Sudo's case and she goes on to explains what she has seen. Chabashira is skeptical as Eri did not step forward back in class but now decided to testify. Eri says she thought she could help as the class is in trouble. Chabashira is still doubtful, but eventually accepts her testimony for the time being and asks Eri to be present at the deliberation meeting. Eri accepts and Kushida asks to participate as well. Chabashira replies that only 2 more people are allowed and tells them to think carefully. After returning to class, they explain the situation to Suzun. They decide to have Suzun and Kiyotaka sit in on the deliberation, as Kushida does not seem particularly useful when it comes to debate. During lunch, the group gather to discuss strategy for tomorrow. As Ike and Yamauchi scramble over a weekly manga magazine, Kushida notices something and begins to look it up in her phone. After returning to his room, Kiyotaka receives messages from Eri, asking him to meet her at room 1106 and keep it a secret. Kiyotaka then encounters Suzun in the elevator. Suzun wonders if he is going to Eri's room, but decides it's not her business after Kiyotaka denies it. Kiyotaka goes to Eri's room and they start talking. Eri is worried about her self-confidence for tomorrow's deliberation and considers taking a day off from school. Kiyotaka wonders why she decided to call him instead of Kushida or someone else, to which she replies that she isn't afraid of his eyes. After seeing Eri getting anxious again, Kiyotaka asks if it is fine for him to talk instead if she quits, as it would be meaningless to force her to. Eri asks him for the best thing to do, and Kiyotaka tells her to do what she wants. He also says she'll be able to make friends and considers himself a friend of her. Kiyotaka then invites Eri for a walk outside and they come to a building used for club activities that Eri has wanted to visit. They talk about making friends for a bit. Kiyotaka then advises Eri to speak for herself tomorrow as a witness by telling the truth for her own sake. That night, the group except Sudo and Suzun gather at Kiyotaka's room. Kushida has found out and shows them about Eri Sakura being Shizuku, a former gravure idol that was just featured in a magazine and disappeared when she started becoming popular. Later on, after the group disbanded, Kiyotaka and Kushida talk about Eri's hidden persona. Kiyotaka then mentions about their last phone call and what Kushida was trying to tell him. Kushida says it's a personal request for later. Afterwards, Kiyotaka starts researching on Shizuku's blog and her popularity. He then notices the creepy comments from a crazed fan, with one being on last Sunday. Kiyotaka immediately realizes it's the clerk from the electronics store they've gone to, who had recognized Eri when she bought the camera after enrolling to the school and brought it to the store again for reparations. Kiyotaka continues to find more later comments that are frightening from him and decides to wait for an SOS from Eri as there's hardly anything he can do to solve the issue by tomorrow. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share for more. Thanks you all, meet you in another video.